They're honking for Harris in the battleground state of Arizona. And these aren't Democrats, but Republicans.
Woo! Let's turn the page! Woo!
So determined not to vote for Donald Trump, they'll park their personal politics in November and tick the box for Kamala Harris instead.
Vote for Harris!
Arizona swung to Joe Biden in 2020, and Harris is hoping it will do the same for her. But right now, the race is so tight, it's too close to call. It was Republicans and independent voters, particularly women, living in the suburbs around fast-growing cities like Phoenix, that decided the outcome of the last election in this state and could very well decide the outcome of this election too, especially when you consider that the divisive issue of abortion is also on the ballot here. And Kamala Harris is hoping that that will give her the edge.
And the postcard is that extra push to get them to vote.
We've come to a home on the outskirts of Phoenix, and Selena Martinez is organising local volunteers.
Labels, we'll get you some right now.
They're here to pen postcards to voters, urging them to tick the yes box on a special ballot measure, Proposition 139, in November's election.
They've completed 20.
If it passes, it will enshrine abortion rights from 15 weeks now to about 24 weeks of pregnancy in Arizona law.
You ready for
For Selena, it's personal. She discovered she was pregnant when she was 20 and at college.
And I could barely afford my rent. I could barely afford food. And I decided to make the difficult decision of terminating my pregnancy.
Selena says she wants a president that supports women's reproductive freedoms, and that puts her squarely in Camp Harris. Do you think that this issue could tip the election in her favour here and perhaps nationally?
So that's what the polls are showing, and I would hope. I am very supportive of any elected official that is supportive of her right to have access to abortions.
This was really great.
Thank you.
Selena is now 37 and has a 9-year-old son, but says she's campaigning to protect rights for future generations. Like the young women competing on the Sun Devils volleyball team who were facing the Antelopes when we went to see them at the local state university. This election, of course, has many battle lines. The back and forth over the economy, immigration, especially here on the border in Arizona. But ask young women what the big decider is for them, and for many, there's seemingly only one issue in play.
There is only one right answer in this election, and 90% of that comes down to the reproductive rights issue.
Definitely the women's body rights and human rights are huge for me.
Us as women should have control over our own bodies and our own rights. I don't think a man or the government should have anything to say about that.
We're not asking men to give up any of their rights this election, so I don't think that mine should be on the table at all.
These young women are clearly for Harris. In fact, the gender split in this election means females across America are much more likely to vote for her. But go across the valley in Phoenix and you come upon this. Trump fans lining up from 7 a.m. in 30-degree heat.
Trump! Trump! Trump!
Not even for him, but for his vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance. Which explains, as only MAGA can, why this election is so tight. And here's the rub for Harris. Many Trump fans do support some abortion rights. They just don't want it to go too far.
Abortion is not banned. It is to the 15th week, but they're trying to extend it even longer to the 24th week.
And you think that's a bad idea?
I think it is a bad idea.
I agree with a woman's right to choose, but 15 weeks is fine. If you don't know by then, carry it.
And Donald Trump in general?
I love Donald Trump. Absolutely love him. I get he's bombastic and he can be that way, but I don't care. Border security, lower gas prices, lower grocery prices, I'm all for it.
So you can stomach all the other stuff?
What other stuff?
Let's go!
Which illustrates perfectly the push and pull of this election. Harris wants voters to believe their personal freedoms, that democracy itself is on the line this election. For Trump, a crackdown on immigration and a stronger economy is the only way to bring America back. Who wins that argument in 11 days' time will win the White House.